Hi, it's State Representative Jim Walsh. I'm here in the gallery above the floor of the State House of Representatives in Olympia. Today, Friday, February 21st, was a critical day during the current legislative session. It was the House of Origin or Chamber of Origin cutoff day for pure policy bills. It also reflects some of the overall bigger trends in the topics generally that the legislature is going to make a priority or not make a priority during a given session. A number of bills, they call it dying here, although a bill is never really dead. A couple of bills worth mentioning. The bills to undermine or overturn the Washington State Parents' Bill of Rights, which passed into law last year, did make it through. The state Senate bill particularly to overturn the Parents' Bill of Rights did make it past the deadline. It made it through. It will continue. That's highly controversial. You may have seen some play in the media about that proposal. Highly controversial. Most conservative legislators want to keep the Parents' Bill of Rights, and a growing number of progressive legislators want to overturn it. They don't like the Parents' Bill of Rights. That's going to continue to be one of the most high-profile policy debates for the rest of this session here in 2025. It's worth pointing out again that Parents' Bill of Rights, it's a new law. It was just passed into law last year. So this is a very quick turnaround in trying to overturn the Parents' Bill of Rights. Another bill that did get past the deadline, did proceed, and will continue to be debated is another bill designed to seriously change the way that initiatives work in the state of Washington. This has to do with the way that the signatures in support of an initiative are gathered and counted. This proposal that is still live here in the legislature makes that signature gathering part of the initiative process much more difficult. You have to report a lot more. The people collecting signatures have to verify that signers are citizens and registered voters here in Washington State, including with identification. A bit ironic since we don't require identification to vote in Washington. So that proposal to restrict the initiative process will continue to be a controversial one that you'll hear about. There have also been a couple of controversial bills around taxes, and this will end up being one of the major issues that we talk about in the remaining weeks of this current legislative session. Probably the most controversial of the tax proposals is the per-mile vehicle tax, a new tax that will charge vehicle owners a per-mile tax every year based on the number of miles they drive here in Washington State. You'll hear it also referred to as a road utilization charge, or RUC. That proposal did clear out of committee in time for it to be considered ongoing in this legislative session. Highly controversial again. Some people who want to see higher tax revenue coming into the state support the per-mile tax. Many people, particularly those who live in suburban or rural parts of the state, don't like the per-mile tax because they drive more than other people and would be paying a higher portion of that tax. So that's kind of the state of play right now. I could go on, but at the first kind of marker during this legislative session, that Chamber of Origin cutoff date today, we've seen what the priority issues are going forward this session. And they will be, and it's no great surprise, parental rights, tax policy, and defending the initiative process here in Washington. There are other issues you'll hear about, and we will discuss. Fighting crime in our state, some of our K-12 education reforms. But the shape of the remainder of this session is beginning to become clear as we pass this first internal deadline during the legislative session. I'll talk with you again soon, but until then, stay strong and be well.